Let's kick it. And it's your girl Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. We here, we live. I am a different shade than the last time you saw me. So yes, I just literally got back from Puerto Rico 2 days ago. It was such a dope experience. It was my first solo trip ever. I drove all around the island. I didn't, I guess, record too much of my journey on Instagram, but if you follow me on TikTok, I feel like I don't really share that as much. I'm trying to, make it pop off, but you can follow me at Queen of Spice. Is actually the same name as Instagram, so you put Queen0 Spice. I made some dope ass videos. So like I made videos of restaurants. I made a lot of videos of me driving through the island, jumping off of piers, just, going out. And I feel like anybody who has not done a solo trip is definitely inspiring. I feel like definitely go for it. Don't think about it. I am going back June 1st by myself again. This time I'm going to be in a different part of the island, but I had such a great time. I feel like Puerto Rico has left me with no disappointments. I chilled with locals. I've went to the beach almost every day. I feel like I have no disappointments. But yeah, and I am still sober. I am still not drinking alcohol. And I know my commitment is until April 5th, which is Easter. But like, I don't know, man. I'm kind of proud of myself. For me to go on vacation and not drink alcohol, not that I had a problem, okay? Shorty did not have a problem. I'm just, I have friends that celebrated, Ramadan and, me celebrating Lent. I was like, all right, let me challenge myself. Let me do something different. But, yeah, your girl's still sober. We're still out here. We out here. Period. All right. Yeah, with that being said, let me go ahead and introduce my extra special spicy guest, Manja La Ganja. Yes. So, Manja La Ganja, what would you prefer me to call you?
Everybody pretty much calls me Manja.
Manja.
Yeah, not many people know my actual name.
Okay. Yeah. So, everybody who doesn't know, I met Manja for the first time. I forgot who gave me. I gotta definitely look that up. Who gave me your Instagram name? But I remember I made a post. It was literally like maybe early December, and I was just like, dang, like I wanna do like a higher dinner vibe, 420 dinner vibes. My birthday was January 2nd, and I never had an experience like that, and I was like, dang, I want someone to come to my house and like cook there, but like make it real elevated, not so much an experience, but also like in how you feel, like, because I did want it to be infused. So I definitely got to look that up, and throughout the show I'm definitely going to give credit to that. But a lot of people came up to me, and within that, they did share your page, and I remember I contacted you directly, and I feel like what was great about like your experience, at least right off the bat, is just like how accommodating you were. Like, you were really cool with curating it and like making it special. It was dope. Like, I'm really glad we met. I was just like, so that was how I met Manja La Ganja. Manja La Ganja curated and made my food for my birthday. So like during my birthday, he actually like curated the whole thing. Came to my house. Shout out to El Haj, Penny, Zaji, Penny's girl, Nicole, Steph, my dog Kevin. He was there. Yeah, we was out there. We ate some food, some delicious food. We was definitely high. And yeah, it was dope. Thank you.
No, it was
Thank
a
you.
pleasure.
Thank
It's
you.
always a pleasure. Yeah, I always appreciate doing the milestones for people.
Yeah, it was definitely like definitely never had an experience like that before. But was definitely cool.
Yeah, and I like to make it a personal experience for people. So
Yeah. So I gotta ask you something though, because I do like to ask these little icebreakers when I have my guests on my show. What did Manja have for breakfast today?
what did I have for breakfast?
Yeah.
Today? Espresso with honey and cinnamon.
Espresso with honey and cinnamon. So like nothing to like physically eat though?
Nah, I don't eat. I don't eat.
I don't
in the
eat.
morning. I don't eat until
I'm
about
crying. I don't
10:30.
eat, but he cooks, but he don't eat. That's crazy.
You know, it's funny. I brought turkey to work though. It was
Okay.
yeah, I brought a lot of turkey. I made turkey, so you get that free turkey for ShopRite because I spend thousands of dollars at ShopRite.
I'm crying.
I should have invested in ShopRite.
I'm crying.
Yeah, so I made a whole turkey. I made like a 30-pound turkey at home.
Okay.
What am I gonna do with 30-pound turkey for in the middle of April?
Shout out to El Haj. El Haj, who was actually at our dinner. He says hello.
Hey, man.
Says hello. Okay. So, okay. So we had an espresso. I'm a big fan of espresso. I love espresso. I feel like it gets to the point, you know?
You know what it is? I get lethargic. If I have breakfast in the morning, I want to go back to bed. Yeah, I'm one of those. I don't know if it's the sugar in the food, or it's just the fact that I'm full again. And
Yeah.
I'm back into that cozy moment.
Okay.
You know, I'm right back into bed. And breakfast food, think about it. It's all carbs. It's pancakes. It's potatoes. It's
Yeah.
bang. It's you know what I mean. Come on,
I
it's
got
too
you.
much, you know.
So let me ask you this. Where did the name Manja La Ganja come from?
That's a funny question. That's a common question. Everybody's always asking what that is. I was driving a tractor trailer at the time. I was a truck driver. I was doing that
Okay.
for 7 years before.
You
I
was
came up
high
there.
driving this truck?
Yeah. Unfortunately, I gotta say, yeah, I was.
Yo,
But the
that's
thing is, I was always
crazy.
parked. That's why my job wasn't for me to be driving far places. Everyone thinks about a truck driver driving across the country. Nah, I was in Newark, New Jersey, picking up at the port and dropping off in Newark, New Jersey, like 2 miles away. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah, I had one of those type of jobs.
Okay.
You know? I was sitting in my truck and I'm like, all right, this is after months of me doing this experimenting, trial and error on the cookies, on everything that I wanted to do. I'm like, what am I gonna name this? I'm like, damn, I gotta come up with something. I'm like, shit. So I'm sitting there, start smoking. I'm like, Manja. That was the name of my first catering company I first started with. But I didn't really take off with that one. It was just something I did on the side. But I'm like, Manja what? Manja something. I'm eating my weed. I'm like, damn. And then it just kicked in. So, and I just stuck with it. I threw it out there. I checked if it was actually available because you have to check it for its business name.
Yeah.
So I threw that into that search engine and it popped up as available. And then I ran with it. And that's
Manja
it.
La Ganja.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it was cool.
Yes, cause Easter Sunday. Easter Sunday is when I could drink again, if I drink again. All right. Okay. So let me ask you this: what inspired you to start with cookies back in 2018? Because that was your first.
Yeah, that was my trial and error period.
Why you say error?
Because it was literally it all started from Bon Appetit. I don't know if anybody ever remember that show. It was on Viceland, on Vice TV.
Bon
It was-
Appetit?
Yeah, it was this kid, Sid. He was doing this thing where people were infusing dinners, but they had a studio, right, where it was a closet. It was like the mecca of everything that we see now in the market. Every distillate, every extraction, every strain of flour, sativas, hybrids, everything you could possibly think of to use in a kitchen that you wanted to use to make edibles. So they would invite chefs onto the show, and then they would work with this. And fuck you, Vice TV. You guys never got back to me.
I'm crying. I'm crying.
I emailed them pretty much every week for like 3 months.
Okay.
Never heard back from them. But whatever. It is what it is.
Okay. It's all right.
You know. But no, either way, we started watching the show. It was real cool. And we were me and my cousin were high as shit. And I asked my plug for some shake. I was like, anything you got that I can use to just kind of experiment? He goes, yeah, sure. And he throws me a quarter pound of weed. I was like, all right, bet. And I just started playing around with it. And I say trial and error because it took a long time. I needed to make it so that this is going to be fun, not like put me on my ass. And the first few batches were like, I think they were 300 milligrams each. And we had no idea. I didn't have any idea. I didn't do any research at this point. I was just mixing weed with some butter.
Who was your guinea pig?
Me and my cousin Ricky. Yeah.
It's like, Ricky,
Literally.
eat this cookie.
No,
I don't want no more cookie.
him.
Just
That's the
eat
funny
the
part
cookie,
about it.
Ricky.
I never had to force him.
Ricky, one more cookie.
We would eat cookies.
Ricky ate like 30 cookies.
Or I would make the butter and I would make mashed potatoes. And then so each little mashed potato, I would make little crostinis with mashed potatoes and some garlic shrimp. And just a little tiny one would be like 500 milligrams. We would eat like 2, not knowing how much we're eating, and we'd be passed out for 5 hours, waking up at 3 a.m.
Awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was fun. At least nobody got hurt.
I'm crying. I'm crying. Okay.
Yeah, that was it. That was my trial and error. But that happened multiple weeks, multiple weekends.
I mean, you have to practice.
Yeah, we did it,
You have to figure out your ratio.
And we're talking about, this was February when I started playing around with it. And I didn't come out with my first batch of cookies until April, May.
Well, you want to get it right. You don't want to kill somebody.
And then I didn't have my first dinner until August of later that year.
Okay.
And that day was, it was also another thing was of making sure everybody had a decent amount. And I always wanted to make it fun. I didn't want it to hear the story where I passed out and then wake up to the next day, this and that. So,
okay. Okay. So I guess the question, because we're kind of on the topic, how did that first dinner go? Were you nervous?
Oh, absolutely.
100%. Talk us about that first dinner.
So
where were you without saying any names?
I was in Newark.
And where did you know the people?
Every single one of them, yeah.
Okay.
Every single one of them.
So they knew what they were expecting. They knew that they were the first.
Everybody knew.
They knew they were the first,
except for the venue, like the spot that I used.
Okay.
I ended up using that spot for multiple dinners, and everybody knows where that spot's at.
Okay.
Right? I'm not gonna mention that name, but they didn't know. They didn't know anything about it. I kept it that way, and then somebody spilled the beans on one of my bigger events, on a 420 event, because a few of the guests ended up going downstairs afterwards and having a couple drinks, and then they started talking to the bartender, which was actually the manager. Blah blah. He got involved, and then he was like, "Nah, we can't be doing this. That's that." So that's where I cut that spot off. Whatever.
But your first dinner,
my first dinner was my cousin, his wife, one of my good friends, Anthony, his I think it was his cousin-in-law or his brother-in-law, my connect,
I'm crying,
and my barber. Yeah, so 6 people. Yeah, I said, all right, you know what?
He's like, that's my dealer over there.
Yep, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
Pre-dispensary days.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
Exactly. That's the person to talk to right
2018.
there.
2018. This is way before all the illegalities went into effect.
Okay. So you made this dinner.
I did a 3-course. I did.
What was on the menu?
Shrimp and garlic sauce.
Okay.
With toast.
Nice.
Filet mignon.
Okay.
Mashed potatoes, asparagus.
Yeah. Okay.
Mushroom cream sauce.
Nice.
And then I did a what was it? A cookie parfait for dinner. I mean, for dessert.
Okay.
Yeah. It was
So what happened? Everybody loved it.
It was a hit.
Yeah.
They loved it. And
nice.
So check it out. So everyone was always asking how to go from there. Go to book my second one. I had 8 people booked. 6 of them canceled last minute. I had 2 people that showed up. I said, damn, what do I do? I'm like, fuck it. Let me just go ahead and rock out with them. I used the whole entire table for 12 people, just for these 2 people. I opened up the windows. I made it real romantic for them. It was a hit.
Nice.
Because of that, the one guest, she ended up getting me, for my 420 event, like 18 people to show up.
Nice.
Yeah, so that brought me up to one of the biggest events I ever did. It was 43 people for 420.
Okay.
Yeah, that was pretty cool for 2019. But that was leading up to it, it's like it takes you back to thinking, should I have given up at that point, or should but I didn't, because it was all about giving that experience. At the end of the day, I didn't know what this was going to come out to be. I did this as part of that's just because I like to cook. I like to cook and I like to get high, and it was just a different way of getting high. But one of the main reasons I really got into it was because we had a big issue with people overdosing in my area. And it all came down to prescription pills.
Okay.
Everybody wanted to take a sleeping pill. Everyone kind of took one, took two, took three, got too many, and then a lot of people were passing away.
Okay.
I couldn't even tell you how many funerals 5 years prior to me starting this.
Oh, wow.
And it was pretty much trying to give people an option. I'm not here to sit there and solve people's problems.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody. I always say Manja La Ganja is not for everybody. You can't just always expect a cookie to solve your problems.
That part.
It's deeper than that sometimes. So I wanted to give people an out, Here's an option so if you want to go to sleep and not have to worry about the side effects of prescription pills. Here, have a cookie.
That part.
And I kept it where it was 25 milligrams, 50 milligrams, things where it was recreational, not like something, like I said, not going to knock you out on your first hit. And that's where it all started from that. I never wanted to make it where this was like a commercial type of thing, you know what I mean? Where it got out of my spectrum, it got out of my control. I always knew exactly how much I was giving every single person, So my whole trial and error period has been the same recipe ever since.
Okay.
So that's why I've been able to kind of keep it consistent with that. So that's it.
So that's how your first dinner went.
That's how it went.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna get some. We're gonna go off a little bit. We're gonna come back to the bio. So, be honest. Have you ever messed up a dish and still served it?
Ever messed up a dish and served it? Recently?
Just in general.
Not recently. But when
Okay.
younger, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Did they notice?
Yeah, of course.
What did
but
you
it's
mess
all
up
about
on?
I think it was fish.
How did you mess up
I burnt the
fish?
shit out of it. And then, when you try to take it out of the pan, it just falls apart.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I try to cover it with the sauce. It looked good. It looked presentable, but when you try to eat it, it was like, you couldn't pick it up.
This?
Yeah, no, I
What
remember
is
that, I remember
this?
that clearly, absolutely. Yeah, that's
I'm
when
crying.
you use pans you're not used to. As a chefs, you know how it is. Sometimes that pan isn't seasoned.
He's like, yo, he gave me this, he beat up this
Yep.
fish in the back.
Yeah, that was
Then put it on my
embarrassing.
plate. What the hell's wrong with him?
That was a long time ago.
That's crazy. Was the sauce red?
No, it was like a Dijon cream sauce. I
I'm
still do to this
crying.
day. Yeah, go figure.
Okay. What's the weirdest food combo you secretly like? For yourself, not to cook. For
myself
yourself.
to eat.
Yeah, like what's a
people
combination that people be like, yo, why you like that?
I don't know how many people are gonna react to this, but I put mustard on my pizza.
Why?
All right, so back when we were,
How did this start?
And I'll tell you.
Yo, dead ass.
I'll tell you exactly who started it. Her name is Kathy.
Kathy with the mustard.
Kathy. We grew up with
Yeah.
Kathy, right? She was somebody we grew up with, and
What the hell?
this was in 8th grade. We were at Gina's Pizzeria, and out of nowhere, we see her putting mustard on her pizza. We were like, "What the are you doing here?" You don't do that. We live in Jersey. You don't do that. And we tried it on, and ever since that day, I was 12 years old, and ever since then, I always put mustard on my pizza. I can't say always, but yeah, if there's something I want to put on there.
What nationality was Kathy?
Kathy's Peruvian and Cuban. Don't even ask me where it came from, but yeah. It was, and later on in life, I saw her not too long ago, and
I was like, yo, is Kathy like European? Because I know Europe loves mustard.
yeah.
Because I know like ketchup is like an American thing.
Very.
I know Europe loves their mustard. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, oh, maybe she's from Europe. Maybe Kathy's from Europe. She likes that,
Nah, she was
I know
around
the Polish community, they put a little ketchup on their pizza.
here. Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I was like, like what's going on here? And I was like, wow, that's interesting. Okay, interesting. We got that one for the books. Anybody who's watching the check-in right now, if you catch this episode, please put down what is your weirdest food combination that we should know about. I want to know. I'm trying to think what weird food combination do I like that I feel like people might think it's pretty odd. I'd have to think about it. I feel like I'm very open when it comes to food. I'm not really like, what is an odd food combination that like might throw a couple people off? I can't think of that right now. But when I will, I'll get back to it. I swear. I'm trying to think. What the hell? Yeah, I can't think of it. I can't think of it right now. I can't put my thought. I feel like I know something. Like it's here, and it's here, but like I can't like say it out loud right now. But it's gonna come out. It's gonna come out. Weird food combination. Why can't I think of it? And
I think I've seen more weirder combinations than I actually have myself.
Okay. I don't know what it is. I don't think it's weird, but bread and like just a chocolate, just bread and chocolate, like together. I don't think it's weird, but I think like I can never go wrong with fresh bread and a piece of chocolate together, like together. I don't know. It's just like if I have like fresh bread, like a fresh baguette or whatever, and I have fresh chocolate, like just taking bites out of it together. It's the savory with the sweet. For me, fire.
You ever have bacon dipped in chocolate?
I'm not too crazy about bacon. I like bacon, but I'm not too crazy about bacon. I would like it. I don't see how that would go wrong.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But
imagine having it infused.
I would have it. I would have anything infused. I would have anything infused. I'm not a picky person.
No, right.
All right, so now we know your weirdest food combo. Mustard on a pizza. You ever judge someone by how they eat?
Wait, okay.
How they eat.
Yes, very much so.
Okay, what's the icks?
Okay,
what's the icks?
Okay, you
What
grab,
are
you grab your
icks?
fork and you start cutting your steak like this. What is that? Come on. Especially if you're an
I know what you're
adult.
talking about, too.
So-
It looks mad barbaric. It's just like, I know what you're talking about.
Why are you
That's what you
doing that?
look like.
Yeah,
I know what you're talking about.
And
It
then
looks like you're
and
like
then
about to grab the meat like this.
You're not done. You go and you switch hands with the fork to pick up your food. That's like, come on.
Wait.
Yeah, they go like this. They go and they stab it with their fork. They cut it, and then they put their knife down, and then they go to grab their fork, and they start eating with the right.
I don't know. I feel like I do that, though. Wait. So it's like, wait, I'm cutting my knife. Wait, I'm cutting my meat.
You can cut this way. This is the way you're holding it.
Yeah,
But I'm
like
saying
this
the
is
way
my
you
fork,
hold it.
and I'm slicing it.
If you go like
now
this.
it's sliced, but I can let go of my knife.
Yeah, that's fine.
Is that what you're saying
No.
is wrong?
Switching hands now.
Why
You
would I
your
switch hands?
Exactly why. I
Okay,
said
now
that's the
I get what
crazy
you're saying.
part,
Yeah, that's wild. That's mad work.
Yeah, no, it's too much.
It's mad
for me.
work. All right. I get what you're saying, though, on that one. I hate that. I hate that, too. I hate when people chew with their mouth open.
Yes, that. Blowing your nose at the table. I know it's not eating, but it still has
As
to
long
do
as
it
you
at the
say,
table.
excuse
At
me.
the table, you can't. But,
But if it's an emergency,
No, there's no emergency. You go to the bathroom.
you can't go that fast.
Can you just pass gas at the table?
No.
Exactly. You shouldn't
Okay,
be
but
blowing your
if
nose
I
either.
can't make, I'm be like, yo, I'm sorry.
Would you burp?
Yeah.
Would you burp at the table?
No.
Exactly.
Absolutely not. But sneezing is like, if I got to get that sneeze, I'm not stopping the sneeze.
Sneezing is one thing. Blowing your nose, though.
Oh, blowing your nose. My bad. I confuse blowing your nose with
sneezing?
sneezing. That's
Yeah,
why I was like,
yeah. No,
because
sneezing, you can't
sneezing, I
control
have
it.
to get
Yeah.
it out. Because if
Yeah,
you
yeah.
don't, it's like weird.
Pop a vessel.
But also, I'm very, very kind. But no,
yeah.
okay, blowing your nose is different. I hate when people make noises when they drink water or juice when they're gulping it down.
that.
I don't like that.
Or when they chew the fork. You ever hear somebody sit there and put food in their mouth with the fork, and you hear them actually bite the fork?
No.
Yeah, I've been in the food business a long time. I've seen a lot of weird things.
If I see someone do that, I think I would just stare at them. I would just stare at them. I swear to God. I'd be like, yo, what's wrong with you?
What are you
That's
doing?
crazy.
Yeah, some people do it, and they're very oblivious to it, too, though.
Okay. Hey, let's go back to the bio.
Go ahead.
At one point, did you realize this is actually working?
COVID.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Talk to us about that.
COVID, right? What was it? That time that everybody got shut down, right?
Yeah.
A week after that, my trucking company told us, yeah, we're shutting down too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, all right, cool. 4 days after that, my son caught COVID, though. My son at the time was only 14, though. And, oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it was 13 or 14 years old. So, but they were saying no teenagers or no kids are getting this, just adults are getting this.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
That was like the
They
very
were like,
beginning
"No
of the
kids."
shutdown. Yeah. So my son gets it. We're shocked about it, and I almost lost my son. He had 105-degree temperature for 3 days. We couldn't break the temperature. We couldn't give him Tylenol. We couldn't give him Advil. We couldn't get him medicine. We couldn't go to the doctor. My girlfriend at the time was telling us, her friends were telling us not to take him to the doctor for whatever reasons because of whatever was going on there. So we kept him home, doing everything I could. So I was dealing with this for 3 weeks. But in the meantime, I wasn't getting paid. So I'm like, shit, I gotta do something about this. So I just started pumping out just a lot of promos on Instagram. And I started just telling everybody I'm gonna be doing deliveries. And I started just pumping out cookies. I mean, at this point, it was no contact with
Yeah,
people.
I remember during COVID, the edible game blew up.
It blew up big
It
time.
blew up, yeah,
Yeah.
because I even have shout out to Jelly's Tainted Treats. Her story was very similar.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it did. I think it did that to a lot of people.
It boosted a lot of people.
Especially if you were already in the game for it. You know, I think I had a little bit of advantage with that,
Yeah.
which I'm really grateful for. Because I was literally pumping, I got to say, about 1,000 cookies a month. No bullshit. It was really,
Damn.
I was really, yeah, it was tough. Yeah, unemployment wasn't coming in yet. It was like
You
I
gotta do
didn't
what
see
you gotta
unemployment
do. You
for
gotta
4
take care of
months.
your family.
Yeah, exactly.
I get it. No
and then
judgment.
it started coming in. It was coming in like frequently, month after
Mm-hmm.
month after month. Then we started getting a little bit more contact with people. People started getting a little bit more social. They started getting together more, and then I had one dinner. One of my guests from the previous dinners right before COVID reached out. She was like, "I want to do a birthday party at my house. There's like 7 of us. Are you comfortable?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, no problem. We'll be maxed up, no problem. Whatever it is." We get to the house. We did a little dinner, just like you did at your house. Very intimate. Exactly what we did. Curate everything there. And it was cool, you know. And then little by little, it just picked up again. You know, it took a big break because of COVID. You know, but the cookies was what kind of told me that it's gonna continue. It
Yeah.
wasn't just a phase. You know, because if you last 2 years in any kind of food business, you're doing good.
You're consistent, yeah.
If you last 4 or 5 years, you did something right.
You're a
You know
staple.
what I'm saying? Yeah, you're you're making a mark in the industry.
Yeah.
Which I felt I did at that point. But then after COVID, that's when you saw everybody came out with their edibles, you know, which is great. I love it. I never felt any competition because I don't work that way. You can't think about that because I was always told how many bread companies are there on the shelves. You know, Wonder didn't sit there in fear that Tyson came out or whoever else came out on the block.
Yeah.
Everybody's selling bread. You know what I mean? So there was enough people for this market, and there's still enough people for this market, which was cool to see it. But at that same time, we started seeing things going in a different direction with what we were doing with a
Okay.
lot of people. And I gotta say, also a big shout out to a few companies out there that were out there. Scrambled Eggs has been doing this for a while. They never
Yeah,
switched
shout
it
them
up.
out.
You know what I mean? He's been doing his thing for a while. I can't even off the top of my head. I can't even think about it. We have a lot of people. I have Yummy Cookies. I have, there's so many people that have been doing this, but for a reason, not just to get in the game. You know
So
what I'm
you went
saying?
from cookies to now having dinners, and that was the pivotal point. Like, okay,
Yeah.
this is really working.
Yeah, so with that
Okay.
one little dinner that I did right after COVID, it picked up on the fact that I started doing more dinners again, and then it just kind of branched off from there. Everybody started wanting me to actually show up to the house versus me doing an event at a venue, and kind of having a set menu. People like the idea of having their own main menu designed for them. You know what I mean? So it really helped out. And at that point, I kind of realized that this is something that can kind of continue for a bit, and which it did.
So what does high end mean to you when it comes to food?
Using quality, it's always about quality. A lot of people take shortcuts, and they do
Okay.
that because of profits.
Okay.
You know? If you do 2 dinners every 6 months. You're gonna try to make the most out of it.
Yeah.
You know, you're gonna try to use the cheapest shit so that you can make the most profit out of it because you're not consistently doing this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But my whole idea was to make sure that you had a memorable experience. People knew that when they were coming to my dinners, you were getting succulent shrimp. You weren't getting these little tiny little baby shrimps that you get in most restaurants. You know, my crab cakes were lump crab meat. You would get lobster tails that were 6 ounces. My filet mignon was grass fed. It wasn't just anything that you would just get from certain parts of the country.
So you're going out of your way to get these ingredients.
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't just
and that's what, like, in a way what you feel like makes it special.
Exactly. I never had anything frozen. Never used anything
love
frozen.
that.
All my sauces were made from scratch.
Okay. So he's really high end, not just high end. I like that. Okay. So let me ask you this. What's worse, burnt food or undercooked food?
Undercooked.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, undercooked.
Because I guess it's not
sick.
edible, right? Can you save burnt food?
Yeah, you make some
Kind
sauce.
of. Okay.
Make a sauce,
What do you mean?
though,
Put that
yeah.
shit in the blender?
I don't. No, I'm saying like.
Like, how you make
How
sauce?
burnt though? Like.
I don't know.
Like
You just said
toast.
you tell me how you make a sauce out of burnt food.
Oh no, I'm saying make a sauce and then dip it or have it with that. Like,
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
thinking
Like, if I burn a steak,
take the
I'm like,
burnt
man.
food and put it in a blender and make a sauce.
Might
I
as
was
well
like,
drink
wait,
it.
where is he going with this? I was like, okay.
the undercooked. I think undercooked food is just like you're just taking a chance of getting sick.
Like if you serve me undercooked chicken, I'll be scared out
That's
of my
crazy.
mind.
Yeah.
Out of my mind. I'll be like, yo, what is going
Unless
on
you
here?
prefer medium rare.
What? Nah. People eat medium rare chicken. You could die.
Actually, no. There's some recipes out there that take it's not fully cooked chicken. Yeah.
Isn't that salmonella?
Yeah, but it's the way I guess you handle
I'm
the chicken.
not playing with that.
Yeah, no.
I'm not
it's
playing with
risky.
that. That's a parasite.
But that's also the same thing when you're doing blowfish. You can have blowfish, but if you don't have the right chef, you're gonna die.
But see, that's crazy. That's why I don't take it far with food. I don't take it. What is it? A nigiri fish? That's what they
Yeah,
call them, right?
yeah.
So wait. So if you don't make that a certain way, you die.
What happens is like I think they have a certain pouch. That in that pouch, if it's popped throughout when they're cutting the fish, if that is exposed.
So how do you find out if it's wrong?
So you
die?
have to be a master chef. There's only like a handful of these chefs around the world that can actually prepare this fish. There's if you look it up.
Yo,
he
you a
recently
master chef
passed.
because you haven't killed nobody. Like, yo, what the fuck?
Yet.
That sounds crazy.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So who's who's their test dummies? Right. Like, think about it. Who's their guinea pigs? You know
I'm
what
good
I
on
mean?
that. Maybe they could survive,
And
right?
you're
They
gonna
don't just die.
No, you die. You die. There's no coming back from that.
That's
That's the wild part about it.
that's just crazy, dog.
Yeah,
I'm
but
good
that's a
on
chance
that.
that we take in life, right?
I really hope that shit tastes good.
That's what I mean, though.
What
Like,
the fuck? I'll be mad.
but think about all the
This
things
shit
that we've
tastes
done in
nasty.
life.
I'd be so mad if that was my last meal and it was gross.
This tastes sour.
I just die. Like, yo, what?
Yeah, right?
I'll be
Right.
pissed. I'll
Yeah.
be mad. So mad. That's crazy, dog.
Yeah, soy sauce with it.
Okay. So undercooked food.
Yeah.
That's worse.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm with you on that one. All right, let me ask you this. If you had to eat one dish forever, what is it? What's a dish you can't get tired of?
One dish.
Or it can even be like a comfort food. Like, what's a comfort food for you?
That's hard. I'm like a fat kid when I eat.
I know, but there has to be like a plate that you're just like, no matter what, it's your go-to.
So
like,
I'm
you can't get
lactose
tired.
intolerant.
Okay.
Right? And
So you drink
don't
Lactaid?
care. Nope. I'll drink heavy cream with my chocolate milk. Like.
Oh, you drink heavy
yeah, no,
cream?
I have.
But
no,
you're
I had
lactose
I have no
intolerant.
regard for it whatsoever, and I regret it afterwards. But lasagna, I gotta say lasagna.
Lasagna?
Yeah, I'm like Garfield. I'll eat lasagna all
That's
day
your
long.
go-to meal?
No, and the thing is, I don't even make it all the time because I know I shouldn't be eating it. But
That's
yeah,
so
if
funny.
I could, I would have lasagna every other day.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That with some salad and some garlic bread.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
What's something you don't like? There has to be a food you don't like.
Morcilla.
Oh, the blood sausage. Yeah, I'm not a
Yeah, I
big
can't do
morcilla
that.
person either.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I've had it a couple times. I've tried to try it. Like, I've tried to like it. It's just, I'm not crazy about
I
it.
can't do it. Lamb chops I can kind of do, but anything other than
I
that,
don't
can't do
like the
lamb.
way it smells when it's
Yeah.
being cooked. It's a very strong scent.
Yeah,
I don't
it's very
like gamey scents
Yeah.
either.
But
Like, I don't like goat cheese.
I say I love goat cheese.
It tastes like the
love goat
forest.
cheese. I love blue cheese.
Anything like that is gamey, like
Yeah.
deer and all that. It got like a forest taste.
Well, that's the thing. Like gamey and earthy, or it's kind of there together, but it still has a
Good.
little separation. Like I like goat. Like do you ever have blue cheese? Like really fuzzy, hairy looking blue cheeses? Nah. So if you go to Union Square, there's a place that has cheeses, right? And they would have this cheese.
It's
like-
fuzzy.
it looks like a little brain almost in the way it looks, and then it has like hair on it. But it looks disgusting, but it's amazing.
I ain't eating
it's one of
no
those things though. But you want to
cheese
have that
with
with like
hair on it?
You want to
That
have
shit's
that with
alive.
with some red wine or something like that. With some type of
Hell
white wine, with some toast, some olives.
What the hell?
You know what it is with me? It's I like to layer.
That's how you turn into a zombie. Like, what the hell's wrong with you?
now
Like,
you wonder, right?
no,
Well, I'm
that just-
lactose intolerant.
Yo, let me tell you something. If you put mayonnaise in the sunlight for a lot of hours and it's a strong amount of heat, it will grow hair. I am thinking, that's what I'm thinking about. That's
No, this
just
is
growing
definitely
hair because it's
fungus.
alive.
Yeah, there's definitely. This
I'm not
blue cheese
putting a
definitely
live
fungus.
thing inside me.
Yeah, but I like that type of cheese. Yeah, no,
I'm gonna have to look that up.
Yeah,
I love
crazy.
blue cheese, but I am not eating. Okay, one of my worst phobias, like I have like phobias, and I've said it before in the show. Shit got to my throat the way you said that. I'm like, yo, like one of my worst phobias. I'm scared of mooses because they're like. I went to Canada one time and like I saw a stuffed moose one time and it like messed me up forever. I'm scared of mooses, and I'm scared of mold.
Yeah.
I don't like mold. So like you just explaining that to me and trying to put something fuzzy in my mouth.
Well, you don't need the fuzzy part. You kind of scrape that off and get the inside of the
I would
cheese.
cry.
It's kind of like the rind, like on some cheeses have that red rind.
The
on
minute
the
I
outside.
see something green, I'm throwing that shit out the window. I'm like, yo, that
It's
shit is
actually
out
blue.
my house.
It's blue and white.
Nah, Manja.
Yeah. That's
Anytime you're making a bed, you be like, no blue cheese now. No blue cheese forever. That's crazy. I learned something new today. I'm going to look that up. You said somewhere in Union Square?
Union Square, yeah. You go to Union Square, they have a lot of things. They have that caviar
Got some
spot.
hairy cheese.
You got the cheese spot, yeah.
I like cheese.
Yeah.
But that's interesting.
Yeah, Union Square is good stuff for food.
So, if your sons rated your cooking, what would they say?
Noah, my youngest, he'll tell you it's like a 10 out of 10 always.
Really?
Yeah. No, Jonah will be
Ew.
honest. He's my oldest one. He'll tell you it's 9 out of 10.
9 out of 10?
Yeah, because there's certain things that he doesn't like.
Like
He'll be
what?
Nah, you didn't make it. So they're both like they're similar on certain things, but there's certain things that one doesn't like, the other one doesn't like.
Fair. I
You
mean,
know?
two different people.
Yeah, but these guys got spoiled.
I mean, look at their dad.
But here's
They're
the thing.
chef.
But they're asking me for like multiple dishes for breakfast. They want this, they want that. I'm like, you guys aren't at a diner. You got to cut it out.
Yeah. It's one plate,
We're
dog.
getting French toast. We're all getting French toast.
Yo,
You want
facts.
pancakes. We're all getting pancakes. you know?
Okay.
But no, it's like eggs. The one like scrambled. The other one likes some sunny side. He likes some scrambled. He likes some over easy. He likes some poached. He doesn't matter. Yeah, he likes eggs. You know,
Okay,
and
okay,
which one
okay,
you can
okay.
give them to him. What are tomatoes? Yeah, the one likes tomatoes. The other one, don't get them out of me. Yeah, yeah. But they love tomato sauce. They love
Okay.
marinara sauce. Yeah, so it's like kind of ironic. Confuses me, but the one likes mayonnaise. The other one doesn't like mayonnaise at all. Yeah, but they love my cooking. I can tell. Yeah.
So let me ask you this, Manja. What's the biggest ego you've seen in the food industry so far?
Oh.
Because I don't know what that looks like.
What's funny? I just read something about this. Like as far as egos used to come big. Like they were really big as far as chefs. Everyone wanted to have that repertoire. You're that guy that works here. You did this, you did that, you
Yeah.
worked this event. It's coming down to like the chefs aren't getting the credit they used to get. So I don't think there's egos within the chefs anymore. I think it's more the influencers that are showing up to these events now that are kind of doing that. getting more of the attention.
They
and
should be
they're the
giving
ones
more
with the
credit to
ego.
the chefs.
Yeah, but nowadays it's very saturated. You have to understand. Everybody became a chef overnight because of COVID, And I'm not taking credit away from anybody. And there's a lot of people that are doing amazing things out there. Some people that don't need to go to school, they don't need training. It's just in them. It's just part of them, I was fortunate enough that I did go to school, but I've been cooking since I was 12 years old. I'm a single mom. I had to cook when I was home by myself. She didn't get home till 8 p.m., so I was making food over the phone with her. But yeah, the ego part, I think it kind of faded away.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't think there's room for that anymore. I think you have to be more humble at this point.
Okay.
Because we're at the point, at this time of age, I can get on my phone. We can have a full course meal, whether it's 5-star restaurant or we can get it from 7-Eleven.
True.
So it's not really like, yo, listen, you're not the only top dog around here. You're not the hot chef anymore around here. You're not the only one that can make a birria taco.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't have to go to a Mexican spot just to get a birria taco anymore.
Yeah.
I make birria tacos. You know what I mean? Like, I kill it. I gotta say, shit. But the thing is, at the same time, there's Peruvian dishes I cannot even come close to making. That I know some of my friends that are Puerto Rican, Dominican can make it a lot better than me.
What's a Peruvian dish that do you feel like is still to this day challenging?
Ceviche.
Really?
Yeah, I dabble with it, but my sister's the one that can actually make it better than me.
What do you feel like is lacking in your ceviche?
The whole
How do you mess up ceviche? You're just cutting things up and putting them together.
That's what I thought, but you know what it is? I don't know. I don't know what it is. I really don't know what it is. It's frustrating because this has been like a decade I've been trying to do this.
Are you used to pickled things?
I make ceviche. I can make it. I just don't like it. I personally don't. I don't get to the point where I'm like, damn, this is the one.
You're satisfied?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because, like I said, my father, he used to make ceviche. He used to do this whole boat thing. He used to go out there, so he's been making ceviche straight off the boat, like when they were catching it. Even when I used to go down to visit him, I would pick up 10 pounds of fish and just have him make me ceviche, like every type of he can make. My sister was around him because she grew up with him more than I did. So she saw how he made everything. So she has that whole recipe in the back of her head. She makes amazing ceviche. I mean, amazing ceviche. And it's just one of those things that's just not instilled in me. I don't focus on Peruvian cuisine. I never did. My whole cuisine was Italian,
That's
American
the whole thing.
You know what I mean?
Peruvian cuisine, you gotta keep practicing it to get it. And maybe when you practice it more, you get that flavor of how to throw those spices and acidity. Because I could definitely say, like, even me being half Peruvian, like, I've cooked Peruvian, and I could definitely say cooking Peruvian is like, you gotta kind of tap into, like, in your mind how you know it tastes and how you need it to put together. Because, like, I remember when I first made my lomo saltado, I was like, if I'm gonna make this special, I have to fry the French fries twice to make them crispy. Because if I don't do that, it's gonna make them soggy. So I remember I did that. That was special. And I know a lot of people don't do it, but I added soy sauce. Because if you add the soy sauce, it makes it just juicier with the tomatoes. Absolutely. Also, it matters what type of tomatoes you use. If you use plum tomatoes, it's going to come out more acidic compared to, like, if you use regular tomatoes where it'll come out more watery. You know what I'm saying? So you got to kind of visualize what that is going to taste in your mind. Yeah. And that's what it's going to make it come out. Also, are you going to use red tomatoes, red onions, or are you going to use white onions? If you're going to use white onions, it's going to have more of like a blender, not a blend, it's going to have an onion taste, but I feel like red onions have more of a tarty taste. Yeah. So I will always use red onions with a lomo. However, if I don't have that, I'll use a white onion. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. And then if you don't have cilantro, some people don't add it, but that does make a difference. Yeah. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of dishes, if I don't have cilantro or lime, I won't touch it.
Exactly.
I think that actually kind of finishes the actual plate sometimes.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like,
how's your huancaína?
Huancaína, that's something that I haven't played with yet. The only thing I've made so far, Peruvian, I've made lomo saltado and ají de gallina. Okay. That I'm okay. Huancaína I haven't made yet just because I feel like I like the way my aunt makes it. She makes it like the creamy way I like it and spicy. And then the way my mom makes it, it could be better. So I got to chill more with my aunt and see the spices. Because you remember, Peruvian spices are another world now.
But there's a lot of different regions too in Peru.
Yeah.
So everybody makes it different.
Definitely.
Like, my ex-wife, her side of the family would put crackers into it.
Exactly. So my family does put
Yeah.
crackers, but I think it depends on how you add the ají. And that's something that I want to tap into more because the spices in Peruvian cuisine are completely different.
Yeah.
And I want to start using more of those, like going into that part. Because, like, I'm so used to using Goya products, but when I remember my mom cooking, she used Goya, but she used more, like, I remember the brand was like red and white. It had the little Inca person. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That shit don't taste like Goya. That's a whole different taste. That's indigenous. That's like some other shit. But I would say maybe more practice.
Yeah.
Start playing with it more. That's the only way you could get your ceviche right, Keep playing with it.
It's also another thing. I growing up, I always saw my mom used to be a great chef or a great cook and making all my Peruvian dishes. And then when I got married, my ex-mother-in-law, she cooked amazingly too. So I always had Peruvian food being cooked for me. So I didn't have to cook for me.
Fair.
You know what I mean? It's one of those things that I enjoyed being kind of catered. You know what I mean?
I get you.
You know,
I mean,
it's like having
everything's
sushi.
different.
I love sushi. Do I want to go home and make sushi? It's
I feel
tedious. You know what I'm saying?
I get you.
Yeah.
I mean, everything's different. Even with like Dominican Republic, you got regular oregano and then you got Dominican oregano.
Yeah.
So
that's cool, right?
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like everything has its own thing.
Yeah.
All right, let's go back to the bio though. My question for you, Manja, is like, so you started off with cookies. Now you're into more finer high dining, right? I guess what's the end goal? Like what would you like to achieve?
It's not about what I want to achieve. It's what I want to get to. It's
Okay.
It's about not being stagnant. It's not being in the same position for too long.
Okay.
I had a restaurant in New York back in the day. There for a long time.
What was it called?
Euskadi.
What was it called?
Euskadi.
Euskadi?
It was a tapas restaurant in Spain,
Okay.
It was cool. It was great. It was a phase. We moved on. After we sold, I got into trucking. Literally drove a tractor truck and didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
Went from talking to 1,000 people a week to not talking to anybody.
Yeah.
Literally, and it was completely changed for me, and I think I kind of needed it. You know what I mean? I'm really big on energy, and I think after a while, you're exposed to so many people, your energy kind of gets depleted. So you kind of have to, and it's involuntary a lot of times. You know what I mean? There's people that do just kind of drain your energy without you even knowing.
Okay.
And I think I felt that kind of coming on. So when I made that change, I loved it. I loved my solidarity where I was by myself, I was able to think about things. I had my second child at that time.
So I guess there's no end goal, but you just want to stay consistent.
Manja is always going to be around. Manja La Ganja will always be around. I don't plan on shutting those doors at all. Do I want to expand it into a different aspect? Maybe take off La Ganja and can just continue with Manja, because it's not what it used to be as far as exclusivity, as far as this underground thing. When weed was illegal and I had an infused fine dining dinner experience catering company, it was big because one, it was like a speakeasy type of thing. You know what I'm saying? It was underground. You had to be invited to go to one of the events. You couldn't just hit me up and text me, hey, when's your next event? No, it wasn't. It never worked like that.
Okay.
Whether I had those 2 people showing up or I had 42 people showing up.
Okay.
It was never open invite.
Yeah.
It was always exclusivity. It was something that like, hey, we're doing something naughty. You know what I mean? People like that. And now, because of the fact that we are legalized, although we're still in a grace, as much as people say there's a consumption here, consumption in the lounge there, there's no place in New Jersey where you can go and have a dinner that's infused, up to this point. But a lot of people are offering infused dinners.
Would you open up your own restaurant where you're offering that 24/7?
I don't think. I don't think we're in. I don't think we're in a place where it's gonna be a consistent thing where everybody wants to go and get high on their food every single day.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I
Yeah.
think this works out in where I'm at. It works with me for my scheduling. It works because I get to kind of focus on small groups and not be like a. I don't want to be running around my head. You know, like my head is off. You know, I don't.
So do you want to continue as, just continuing private dinners?
I'm always gonna be doing dinners.
Okay.
I will always do dinners.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I do at least a dinner a month. You know, whether I put it online because a lot of times I forget to take pictures.
Yeah.
Or they just want to be exclusively,
Okay.
discreet about everything.
Nice.
I'm always doing my dinners. You guys can always hit me up. Always text me. Get at me.
Yeah.
If you know somebody, get at me.
Period.
But yeah, I will always keep, like I said, I always have my customers that need my cookies. You know, I
Okay.
still have customers that hit me up every month for cookies.
Okay.
Am I still as promoting it as I should have back in the day? No, I'm not. I still want to venture out to other things. My kids are growing. There's other things I want to get involved.
Of course.
You know, Manja made X amount of money. I need to make X, Y, Z kind of money. So,
I get it.
you know what I mean? So,
Let me ask you this. So this is something that I give all my guests on my show. So this card, oh crap, damn, that slipped out my hand. Hold on. So this card, picture this like a American Express, kind of like a platinum card. You're gonna be able to do whatever you can or like with this card, right? Now there is a catch. You only get 24 hours with the card, meaning the minute it turns 12, you can start using the card. However, the minute it goes a second after 11:59, it's gone. Now, you can buy whatever you want, but you have to be realistic with the card. So like if you travel somewhere, where it's going to take you X, Y, and Z hours, you have to consider the X, Y, and Z hours to take you back home. That's going to take a cut out of your 24 hours. So what would Manja, here's the card, do for 24 hours?
for 24 hours? What would
Yeah,
I do
you can
with
do
the
whatever
card?
you want with that card.
And now,
Just by starting buying things?
Whatever you, I don't
Start
know.
buying
Is that what
you?
you want to do?
Start buying everything, yeah.
Like what?
Buildings.
Buildings. I'll start buying buildings.
Go through
Okay.
Google and find every building I could buy. and
Okay.
That's it, you know.
But
yeah,
what about
real
for your
estate.
business?
Yeah,
If you could
buildings.
buy
That's what
anything
I'm-
right now for your business, what do you
think
feel like
about
you
it.
would need?
Anything that we want to do requires real estate, right?
Where you buy Mac KitchenAid?
No, a building.
No,
Let me get the building
building.
first. Yeah, if I have to sell it later, yeah, I can sell it and get all my kitchen needs I need.
Okay, but I guess to get like the viewer's mind going, right?
Yeah.
If you could buy whatever you could right now for your business to make it boost, what would be the ultimate yes?
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah. Land, a farm.
A farm.
A farm. A
To-
farm with barn.
To grow your flower.
I want like so shout out to my girls at Exhale. Exhale, I gotta say, can I take 2 seconds to give them a
Yeah,
shout?
hell yeah.
Okay, so my girls at Exhale, Rochelle and Fame, they're actually in a mission right now to raise money to get a property up in New York State. That's going to be catering to LBGQT.
Hell yeah.
They're going to be offering, it's kind of like a retreat, a cannabis retreat where it's going to be having everything from wellness, yoga.
It's only for gay
type
people?
things.
No, let me stop. Let me stop. Like, yo, you can only be gay.
Imagine that was the criteria. Wait, where's your card at?
Yo, you stared at me
You
for
got a
2
card? You shot.
Nah, but go
But yeah,
ahead.
no, they're on a great mission to build this up. I get it. They want a community that they could be doing everything they feel comfortable doing. And it's a space. It's a free space. It's a welcoming space. I do a lot of events with them. I've done a lot of events within the past for the last 2-3 years, I want to say. Over in Philly, in New York. We're actually going to be doing one in Jersey this summer, so look out for that. They're going to be in Newark. They're acquiring this property, this land, and it's something actually I've discussed with a few of my family members about buying a farm that has space where we can have weddings. I would love to do a wedding.
Like
Yeah.
an event space.
Yes,
I
an
love
event
that.
space for
Okay.
but yeah, I would love to focus on weddings. My sister actually kind of motivated. She was married down in Virginia, and they
Okay.
kind of had this theme. Really cool. I loved it. It was beautiful by a
Okay.
lake and everything. So it was really neat. But yeah, that would be one of those things. I would definitely want to try to jump on to.
So event space, buildings.
Buildings.
What else we buying with
What
the
else
card?
we buying?
You got 24
Cows.
hours. Cows.
Let's
Okay.
get them cows, right? What else? I don't know. You can't buy time. Yeah, it's tough. That's one of those pressure things, right? What
Would you buy a car?
Cars? Yeah, of course. You know what I mean? Why wouldn't you want to buy cars? Shit. What else would you buy? I don't know. That's a hard one. Yeah, your main necessities, right?
I mean, I just think like, okay, like, is there something that if you were to buy for your business right now, you know, like think of like your higher dining. Would you buy more silverware, plates? Like, you know, what we do with that,
That's
yo?
what I mean. But that's what I mean. Like,
Merch.
I'm at the point where I
Like,
have
yo,
all
we
this shit
need,
already.
what are we doing to elevate this, you know?
Oh, that's hard. It's I guess you could say it equipment that
Yeah.
so there's industrial stuff nowadays. It's remarkable what they're doing now. So for instance, if I wanted to make birria, I would be making it in a big giant steel pan, whatever. Now
Okay.
they've got these giant steel vats that you can literally put 150 pounds of meat in there, and it does everything for you.
It's
you know?
insane.
So yeah, those equipments, these industrial equipment
Okay.
machines now, yeah,
Like
these,
a pressure cooker or something?
it's kind of like that, but it's like
Yeah, I
it's
always
very
see those
state-of-the-art
machines
stuff.
come out in the Food Network.
Yes.
Just like, yeah, so this 25,000 Max Mister.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
To get a better idea, all the stuff that
Yeah.
you see on those iron.
I only see them come out in that. It's like, yeah, so we're
chef
going to cook
competition.
this chicken in -5-degree weather. I'm like, what? But like, so it'll be, or like, we're going to cook this in a plastic bag.
Oh, that's
some
funny.
crazy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
I'm
no,
like,
that's,
okay.
sous vide and stuff is pretty cool. It's
That's the
kind of
only
interesting.
time I ever see, which is
Yeah.
cool, like those inventions
It's funny.
and stuff.
There's actually a restaurant, or there used to be a restaurant in Chicago.
Yeah.
They were chefs, like half chefs, half scientists, and some of the food like is.
Are you talking
something
about
like
Alina?
I don't
Was
know.
that the
Was that the name of
restaurant
it?
called Alina? It was like a Michelin star restaurant.
Well, yeah,
It was
might
like
have
one of the
been.
#1 restaurants in the world.
Crazy stuff. They were like hyper.
Was
like,
the dessert like a balloon?
yes.
Alina.
Right? They were doing some nitrous stuff, whatever, like right, freezing certain things
Yeah.
and making like a
The
foam out of salmon.
Michelin. I forgot what the chef's name was, but the chef actually survived mouth cancer.
Really?
So half of his tongue is cut off. So he lost the ability to taste.
Oh man.
I'm really into like food and chefs, and like I like to learn about their stories. But hopefully he's still the owner. But the restaurant is called Alina. It's a Michelin star. Hopefully it's still a Michelin star restaurant in Chicago, but it's styled, or like it's an experience, like you said. Like I know one of the desserts is a balloon. Another food is like this whole presentation, and you don't even know that your chicken is cooking in there.
Oh, really?
Like crazy. I know what
Yeah,
you're talking
yeah.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
But it is
it's cool.
scientists
It's
and
all
food
scientists
together.
and- yeah, it was amazing. You know what I mean? But that's another level of cooking, though.
Yeah.
You know, you're taking it from your basic to like it's an experiment. At this
Yeah.
point, you know.
I've always wanted to test out that restaurant just to kind of get that experience in. I got to figure out that chef's name, but I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
That's cool stuff.
All right, before you give me that card back, anything else we would
Anything
do?
else? Yeah, pay for my kids' tuition. That's sort of-
Okay.
yeah.
Get
That's
that
that's
out of
at
the
moment.
way?
Yeah. It's
All
just
that?
way. It's too expensive. It's crazy
Okay,
expensive,
okay.
But it's worth it, though. You know what I mean? It's your investment. It's your babies.
That part.
Right?
Anything else?
Nah, I don't want to get that. Yeah, no. I'll
good?
keep it at that. Yeah, I'll keep it
All
at that.
right.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, I heard it. 24 hours with the Mina Mendoza card. Okay, so I guess just kind of like going into it a little bit more. What we talked about, like end goals and stuff like that. I guess just like what would you say is a good? Well, you kind of answered that already. I guess, are there any events that you're going to be part of that people should know about, or maybe like promoting your business right now? Like, you know, we talked a little bit of what you're doing. You definitely want to continue the higher dining. You know, how could people find you after this episode?
As always, Manja La Ganja on Instagram. I've been exclusive on Instagram, no other platforms. I don't do Facebook. I don't do YouTube. I don't do WhatsApp. None of that stuff. I don't do anything other than Instagram. You do have to know me. I don't accept just everybody. So if you're just following me just to follow, I'm sorry. This is nothing personal. I'm here for business.
I feel
okay. As far as my upcoming events, we have 420 coming up. 418, I got an event at Takeoff Lounge over in Newark.
Oh, shout out to Takeoff.
Yes,
I've
that's
been
my
in
homie.
Takeoff
Yeah,
Lounge.
Vinny is my homie. So we're going to be there. Actually, my son's going to be manning that one for me. I'm going to be over in Patterson with the fellas, Tony, Lakeside. They're going to be doing a boxing match.
Ooh.
So, yeah, I did their last 2 events there. So I'm going to be back there again. 418, actually. Check out my website. Check out my Instagram. You'll see the posts on there. Get those tickets beforehand.
Yes.
The food, I always do either steak. I'm doing chicken parm this time.
Hey.
Definitely come out. What else in the summertime? We have the Exhale going down at Takeoff Lounge as well.
Let's go.
So look into that as well. Other than that, focusing on my dinners. So you guys want to come out and do something at the lounge, you let me know. If you want me to come out to your house, let me know. We can do that as well. And as always, I show up, I cook, I clean, like I'm never even there. And that's me.
Okay, let's go. And before we leave, one question I did wanted to ask you that I didn't get to ask you. What are your top 3 smoking movies?
Top 3 smoking movies. Pulp Fiction. No more Braveheart because I get too emotional with that. I used to love Braveheart while I was smoking, but what's anything with Will Ferrell?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and what else I watch with my sons? And anything with Adam Sandler. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I heard it. Maybe a dining movie. Maybe.
Yeah, that might be
Do
a thing.
it.
That might be a thing.
Hey, everybody who's been with us, thank you for, vibing with us. Make sure to connect with Manja La Ganja if you want a finer, higher dining. Speaking from experience, it was great, amazing, 5 stars. I'm going to be live next week. We're going to have our guest Pootie in the building. We got the whole month of April filled. So it really feels good to be back. And yeah, thank you, Manja, for being such a great guest today.
Thank you for having me.
All the vibes. And yeah, I'm going to catch y'all next week. It's your girl, Mina Mendoza, little girl, big personality, queen of spice. We out of here.